Hi guys, it's Babs with Listen to Your Inner You. Thank you for watching, subscribing. My website is listentoyourinneryou.com and you can book sessions on there. I would love to help you. One-on-ones are much easier than giving you advice on here in the comment section. So I try to stay away from that now because it's so much harder to respond to everyone and give good advice because I don't know what your situation is. You're only giving me a snippet of everything. So a one-on-one session is a lot easier for me to do than figuring out what's going on in your manifesting process online here. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about birds before land with NSP specifically. So this is just SP stuff, not work, not anything else. And it is very common to push out people that are very similar to your person, or they could be similar in personality or looks or what they say, how they act, anything like that, to who you're manifesting. So I would actually count on it. Or sometimes you get people that aren't anything alike, but you almost like them just as much as your SP, and then you wonder, should I go for them? Do I still want my SP? But what it is it's showing you that your focus is right. You're just not quite channeling it through the person you want it yet, right? Same with signs and synchronicities. Those are evidence that your focus is on point. For example, if you start focusing right and you start seeing street names or the name of your SP everywhere, and you're like, what the hell is going on? And you're in a dating app and you constantly see your SP's name. You're like, what the fuck? And if the people actually start looking like your SP, you're getting closer to it. It means keep your focus up. You're doing great. Signs, synchronicities, and anything around focus is just evidence that your focus work is on point. You just have to keep focusing on it, because eventually, imagine you're like on this broad road and you keep channeling your focus, and eventually it weeds out all these people and you're channeling it, and eventually it reaches that gold bag underneath the rainbow, and that's your person, right? That you're manifesting. So keep focusing, and in that sense, ignore the 3D as to what it plays out. Accept it, obviously, accept how you feel about it. But just because something is playing out in your 3D doesn't mean that you're not going to get your manifestation. It just means that this is right now and that's what's playing out. It's just old energy. Everything is old energy. That what you're seeing right now is old energy. Today is old energy from some other time you manifested something, or your subconscious programming pushing something out all the time, right? So concentrate on what you want, not what is. Again, you still have to accept everything what is, but it doesn't mean you're not going to get what you want. So again, with SP work, you or we tend to push out people beforehand. It is so likely. I have pushed out people that look almost exactly like my SP many times. And the closer I got to actually manifesting them in person into my life, and they were specific people I wanted back, not a specific relationship I wanted with that person popping up. It was specific people I was manifesting. The closer I got to manifesting my person, the closer the people got to looking and being more like my person, mostly looking a lot like them. You can kind of tell birds before land, because if you see them and they pop up, even if you start dating them for a little bit, but you keep focusing on your SP, if it's a very specific person, right? Then your birds before land will most likely actually go away. And you may like the birds before land a lot. They may be a lot as awesome as your other person, even if they don't look like your person, even if they don't act like your person, but you really feel drawn to them and you're wondering, do I still want my SP? Yeah, you probably do. And you push this amazing person out, which is awesome sign. This is an awesome sign that your focus work is on point, right? That's the greatest proof right there. It just hasn't pushed out through your person yet. And you want to realize that and decide, do you want the SP or do you want the birds before land? Either one is okay. You make the decisions here, right? You could do both. You could stay with the one person for a little bit and the other one could pop up. I don't know. That's up to you. You could set rules that you can have both for a little bit, date a little bit. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do, right? That's up to you. But the more you focus on your end result, it is more likely for your birds before land to disappear again. That happened to me every single time. They came up, I'm like, oh my God, this person is amazing. And then I realized after a couple dates maybe, I really want my SP. And I kept focusing and focusing on my SP, and then boom, birds before land disappeared every single time. If this has happened to me as well, when I let go of my old SP and manifested the new one, I thought the new one was actually birds before land. So I kept focusing on my old SP, and I didn't realize at that point that I had fallen out of love with him and I didn't want him anymore. It was my ego taking over, saying I can make this, so I can manifest anything I want. So I kept focusing on my old SP, and the new SP didn't go away. I'm like, what the fuck? If he's birds before land, they've always disappeared. So then I realized he's not birds before land. He's a whole new manifestation. He was a whole different version, a much better version of my last SP. And I was like, I'll take it. This one is even better than the last. Thank you. So that is possible too. Sometimes we don't realize we don't love the person anymore, and we find someone new. That is okay too. But again, if you're seeing birds before land, and you can get birds before land for any manifestation, obviously, jobs, cars, don't care, all of it. But birds before land are pretty much just proof that your focus work is on point. So keep it up. This is great news. Keep it up. Keep focusing on your end result and not what is. And you can still enjoy what is right now as long as it sticks around. And then eventually, honestly, your manifestation will show up. Manifesting always works. It doesn't work if our focus isn't on point, or we have too much resistance or too much attachment. So when something takes you a long, long time, and I'm talking like a year or two, to manifest, then you are probably stuck on one of those. Either your focus is off, or your resistance is too much, or you haven't even worked on the resistance properly, or it didn't come up, or you're too attached. I've had all of that work. I've had all of that happen. And it can suck because it's frustrating. So in general, an SP manifestation doesn't take years. It really doesn't. It can take years if we're working on ourselves and we're not putting a lot of effort into it, right? But in general, in manifesting, it doesn't take years. I know because I've been there, and I've manifested SPs like this in like 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it takes 5.5 months, like for me. Sometimes 2 weeks. And if it takes 2 years or longer, or a year or so, then you're just stuck on something, right, that you haven't addressed yet. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to get what you want if you then turn it around. And I can help you with that. Again, this is about birds before land, and you can have what you want. And if you see birds before land or signs, then just celebrate it as, hey, my focus is right. So keep working on any stories that keep coming up, keep detaching, and you should be okay. Right? We don't know. There's no certainty in manifesting. The only certainty there is that things always change. That's the only certain thing in life, is change. But birds before land is a great indication that you are doing the focus work right. So celebrate that and keep focusing on the end result and not what is. Also, when certain people start saying things to you, and this is not just birds before land, this is more towards the evidence sign kind of area. But when people start pushing out things that you've been affirming for, and affirmation, I'm going to say something. I'm going to use affirmation as a wide term to any things that you are saying out loud or thinking that you want to happen, right? So anything that you're manifesting and people start saying these things to you, it means that you're focusing right. It just hasn't channeled through your person yet. So keep focusing on that person and what you want from them and the actual end result. Because again, it doesn't have to be an end result of marriage. If you're not even with the person, I would actually stick to the end result of being in a committed relationship. Because your mind may have a hard time concentrating on marriage. It does for me. My mind doesn't like it. So stick to something that could be right now. You can also date these birds before land. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not going to mess with your manifestation. You can totally date them. You can keep focusing on your end result and date them, or you can date them and not concentrate on your end result. It's not going to ruin anything, okay? It is okay. Your manifestation will not be ruined in any way, shape, or form. Once you plant that seed, like Neville says, Nothing is ever going to get in the way. Sometimes we just prolong things because we're dating and not concentrating, or the resistance is in the way and we're not addressing it properly, or too much attachment to not let it in. That's okay. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. Don't freak out. It's okay. You can have what you want. Amy's loophole. Even if you're attached. I can have what I want even when I'm attached. I can have what I want even when I have resistance. I can have what I want no matter what. Make those 3, I believe, and have them in place so you don't have to stress so much about it, right? But you can have what you want even when you're dating someone. Keep working on the end result or take a break from it. Who cares? It's not going to ruin your manifestation. Nothing will ruin your manifestation. Your manifestation will find you no matter what when it is ready. Have a wonderful day. Bye.